Got it. So you're saying Diddy's an FBI informant, and he's been one for many years.
That's what they say. Nothing ever happens, but it's still, like I say, angel.
Right now, Davis is fighting for bail ahead of his trial, which he has pleaded not guilty.
The world of hip-hop has been rocked by an explosive revelation. Diddy, one of the most powerful figures in the industry, has been arrested, and the charges against him are shaking the very foundation of his empire. But that's not all. From behind bars, the notorious Suge Knight has emerged once again to deliver shocking claims about Diddy that might just change everything you thought you knew. You're not going to believe what Suge is saying. Now buckle up, because this is one story you won't want to miss.
The evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named freak off.
Let's start with the arrest itself. Diddy's running with the law is big news, but the details of the charges are still coming to light. What we do know is that his arrest wasn't some minor incident. We're talking serious career-ending accusations that could land him behind bars for years. The entire hip-hop community is buzzing, trying to piece together exactly what went down, but that's just a tip of the iceberg. While the headlines are focused on Diddy's legal troubles, Suge Knight has decided now is the perfect time to speak out, and what he's saying is nothing short of jaw-dropping.
Agents took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in
Suge, who is currently serving a 28-year sentence at the R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility, seems to have plenty to say from behind those prison walls, and believe us, he's not holding back. In his new podcast, Collect Call with Suge Knight, the former Death Row Records mogul is using his platform to drop bombshell after bombshell after bombshell about his old rival from the very first episode. Suge made it clear that he's not here to play nice, especially when it comes to Diddy. In fact, Suge's latest claims could be the final nail in the coffin for Diddy's.
That boy life is dangerous. His life doesn't, and he's just not dangerous with they said he's doing, but he's in danger. He knows too.
For years, rumors have swirled about Diddy's involvement in some dark dealings behind the scenes, but no one has ever come forward with concrete proof. Well, Suge seems to think it's time the truth comes out. During a recent episode of his podcast, Suge flat out claimed that Diddy has been hiding things from the FBI for years. That's right, according to Suge. According to Suge, Diddy's not just in trouble for the current charges he's facing. No, it goes much deeper than that. Suge believes that Diddy have been working with the FBI, feeding them information in exchange for protection. And if that's true, it's a massive betrayal to the hip-hop.
Listen, the thing I'm going to tell you. We from 2 different worlds, number 1, him and I. Number 2, I'm the guy they didn't want to invite to those parties, and I'm glad of it. I've never been happy to be left out of my life. But at the same time...
Sue alleges that Diddy's been playing both sides all along, positioning himself as a streetwise entrepreneur while secretly going up to law enforcement. Now, if you've been following the history between these 2 men, you know this isn't the first time Suge has thrown accusations Diddy's way. Their beef goes back decades, rooted in the East Coast vs West Coast rivalry that dominated the 90s, but these latest claims take things to a whole new level. Suge's implying that Diddy's success wasn't just a product of his talent and business savvy, it was built on manipulation, deception, and worst of all, cooperation with the very people that hip-hop has historically resisted.
Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other.
And that's not even the most shocking part. Suge went even further, suggesting that Diddy's relationship with powerful figures in the music industry might be more personal than professional. Suge dropped a bombshell when he hinted that Diddy has been involved in a secret relationship with none other than Clive Davis, one of the biggest names in the music business. According to Suge, Diddy has been under Davis's thumb for years, and this relationship is the key to understanding Diddy's rise to power and possibly even his downfall.
We know some of the big names. I'm just curious if you have any names. You don't seem like somebody...
Well, for number 1...
Now, we all know Clive Davis is a titan in the music industry, credited with discovering and mentoring some of the biggest stars in the world. But what Suge is implying goes beyond mere mentorship. He's hinting at something much more personal, something that could explain how Diddy has managed to stay on top for so long, despite all the scandals and controversies that have surrounded him over the years. Suge is basically saying that Diddy's career wasn't just about talent, It was about who he was willing to cozy up to behind closed doors.
Well, I'd certainly view everything he's saying with a lot of suspicion, right? I mean, he was in an interrogation in 2009 and offered this information up. And if he's truly involved in the Tupac, he's looking to throw anything out there, to throw mirrors out there to deflect the accusations.
But coming from Suge, a man who's been at the heart of hip-hop's biggest power struggles, these accusations heal different. There's a weight to them, a sense that maybe, just maybe Suge knows more than he's letting on.
That the defense has brought up originally, but it seems like, just from reading this 14-page indictment, that there's enough physical evidence to perhaps get a conviction in this case. We shall see these.
But wait, she didn't stop there. In the same podcast episode, he made yet another jaw-dropping claim. Diddy is being controlled by secret forces within the music industry. Suge hinted that there are powerful people pulling the strings, manipulating Diddy's every move to protect their own interests. This isn't just about Diddy's current arrest, it's about a much bigger conspiracy. Suge seems to believe that Diddy is nothing more than a pawn in a larger game, and the people who are really in control have been keeping him in check for years.
This is a case that it's going to take some nuance.
This idea of Diddy being controlled by shadowy figures isn't exactly new. There have been whispers about the power dynamics in the music industry for decades, but hearing it from Suge, a man who's seen it all, gives these rumors a whole new level of credibility. And if Suge is right, it raises some serious questions about how much of Diddy's career has been his own doing and how much has been orchestrated by those behind the scenes. And here's the kicker: Suge doesn't think Diddy's arrest is just a coincidence. According to Suge, this is all part of a larger plan to take Diddy down once and for all. He believes that the same people who helped Diddy rise to the top are now turning against him, using the current legal situation as an excuse to cut him loose. Suge's theory is that Diddy has outlived his usefulness, and now the powers that be are ready to let him fall. It's a wild claim, but coming from Suge, it's hard not to wonder if there's some truth to it. As if all of this wasn't enough, Suge ended the episode by teasing even darker allegations about Diddy's past, hinting that the worst is yet to come. He ain't going into detail, but he made it clear that there are more secrets waiting to be uncovered, secrets that could change everything we thought we knew about Diddy and his role in the hip-hop world. According to Suge, this is just the beginning, and what's coming next could make Diddy's current legal troubles look like child's play.
It has taken countless hours, really decades, of work by the men and women of our homicide section to get to where we are today.
Detention is palpable, and the stakes couldn't be higher. If Suge is right, D's entire career could come crashing down, taking the rest of the hip-hop industry with it. And let's be honest, there's no one better positioned to make these claims than Suge Knight. After all, he's been there since the beginning, watching from the sidelines as Diddy built his empire. Now from his prison cell, Aish is pulling back the curtain on everything that's been hidden for years.
Only witnesses, he's the only witness that's tying Puff to the Pac thing. The only witness that's alive.
But the real question is, how much of this can we believe? Suge Knight is no stranger to controversy, and he certainly had his fair share of run-ins with the law. But that doesn't mean he's lying. In fact, Suge's history with Diddy adds an extra layer of intrigue to his claims. These two men have been locked in a power struggle for decades, and now it seems like Suge is ready to finish what he started. Whether he's telling the truth or just stirring the pot, one thing's for sure: Suge's revelations are sending shockwaves through the industry, and everyone is waiting to see what happens next. As Suge himself said on his podcast, people think they know story, but they don't know half of it. And with Diddy now facing serious legal charges, it seems like the time for those secrets to come out has finally arrived. Could this be the beginning of the end for one of hip-hop's most powerful figures, or is there more of the story that we haven't uncovered yet? Either way, one thing is certain: this saga is far from over.
Well, it's a cold case. It's been lingering for 27.
And just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, Suge dropped one final bombshell in a cryptic statement. He hinted that Diddy might have been involved in something even darker, something connected to the demises of two of hip-hop's biggest icons. That's right, Suge is now suggesting that Diddy played a role in the tragic demises of Shakur and the Notorious Big. But how much of this is just Suge stirring up old rumors? and how much of it is grounded in truth.
Is currently under fire. I think it now leads some credence to what people have been saying for years about Sean Diddy Combs and how he moves and how he operates. But whether it's true or not, we need more evidence, more people to confirm, and more facts that tie in from an investigative standpoint that these allegations and accusations could be.
As if Suge Knight's recent revelations about Diddy weren't enough to make your jaw drop, the next bombshell has set the entire hip-hop community blaze. Shugs, not stopping at Diddy's alleged behind-the-scenes manipulations or shadowy industry connections, no, he's pointing to something even darker. Something that has haunted hip-hop for decades: the tragic and unsolved demises of Shakur and the notorious Big
Diddy name to it. Because it makes the East Coast and West Coast war works for the authorities and for the news media. Didn't no cops do that. It was an East Coast, West Coast war, and it was a drive-by shooting. It was never no death.
We all know the story surrounding these two icons. Shakur gunned down in Las Vegas in 1996, and Biggie shot just 6 months later in Los Angeles. Both of these demises sent shockwaves across the world, and to this day, neither case has officially been solved. Over the years, countless theories have emerged, with fans, journalists, and even insiders speculating on what really happened. But now Suge Knight is reigniting these flames by claiming that Diddy's hands aren't clean in either of these tragedies.